Hotel Properties Limited, the property and hotel developer co-founded by Mr Ong Beng Seng, has requested a trading halt ahead of the Singapore tycoon's scheduled court appearance today afternoon. This announcement was made by HPL's company secretary at approximately 7:45 a.m., stating that the halt was due to a pending release of an announcement. Mr Ong, who serves as HPL's managing director and controlling shareholder, faces one charge under Section 165, accused of abetting a public servant in obtaining gifts, as well as one charge of obstruction of justice. He is set to appear in court at 2:30 p.m. on 4th October. Ong's charges stem from his involvement in a high-profile corruption case linked to former Singaporean Transport Minister S Iswaran. The 80-year-old businessman was named in Iswaran's initial graft charges earlier this year. These charges allege that Iswaran had corruptly received valuable gifts from Ong, including tickets to the 2022 Singapore Formula One Grand Prix, flights, and a hotel stay in Doha. These gifts were allegedly provided to advance Ong's business interests, particularly in securing contracts with the Singapore Tourism Board for the Singapore GP and the ABBA Voyage virtual concert. Although Iswaran no longer faces the original corruption charges, the prosecution amended them to lesser charges under Section 165. Iswaran pleaded guilty on 24 September 2024 to 4 counts under this section, which covered over 400,000 Singapore dollars worth of gifts, including flight tickets, sports event access, and luxury items like whiskey and wines. Additionally, he faced 1 count of obstructing justice for repaying Ong for a Doha-Singapore flight, shortly before the Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau became involved. On 3 October, Iswaran was sentenced to 1 year in jail by presiding Judge Justice Vincent Hung. The prosecution had sought a sentence of 6 to 7 months for all charges, while the defense had asked for a significantly reduced sentence of no more than 8 weeks. Ong, a Malaysian national based in Singapore, was arrested by CPIB in July 2023 and released on bail shortly thereafter. Although no charges were initially filed against him, Ong's involvement in the case intensified following Iswaran's guilty plea. The Attorney General's chambers had earlier indicated that it would soon make a decision regarding Ong's legal standing, which has now led to the current charges. According to the statement of facts read during Iswaran's conviction, Ong's case came to light as part of a broader investigation into his associates, which revealed Iswaran's use of Ong's private jet for a flight from Singapore to Doha in December 2022. CPIB investigators uncovered the flight manifest and seized the document. Upon learning that the flight records had been obtained, Ong contacted Iswaran, advising him to arrange for Singapore GP to bill him for the flight. Iswaran subsequently paid Singapore GP 5,700 Singapore dollars for the Doha-Singapore business class flight in May 2023, forming the basis of his obstruction of justice charge. Mr Ong is recognized as the figure who brought Formula One to Singapore in 2008, marking the first night race in the sport's history. He holds the rights to the Singapore Grand Prix. Iswaran was the chairman of the F1 steering committee and acted as the chief negotiator with Singapore GP on business matters concerning the race.